Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, your life doesn't seem to change? Have you ever wondered if your fate is sealed and that you were simply born under the wrong star or destined to struggle? Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here, because today's topic might be the most empowering one we've ever explored. It goes right to the heart of a question so many of us ask silently: can I change my destiny? And the answer, according to the wisdom of Tibetan master Qigong Rinpoche, is a resounding yes. But it doesn't happen through magic. It doesn't happen by simply wishing. It happens when you change one thing, the subtle, persistent, and powerful thing: your habitual tendencies. Let's dive deep into this teaching, because this isn't just about understanding karma, it's about reclaiming your authorship over your life. In Buddhist psychology, the word often translated as habit is vyasan or bak chogyes in Tibetan, meaning imprints, tendencies, or patterns. But this isn't like biting your nails or scrolling your phone too much. It's much deeper. These are the energetic grooves carved into your consciousness over lifetimes, patterns of reacting, perceiving, desiring, and fearing. They are the invisible strings pulling your emotional responses, your thoughts, your decisions, and your fate. And here's the kicker: you don't notice them. Not at first. That's why your suffering feels mysterious. Why you keep repeating the same patterns. Why your relationships feel stuck. And no matter how many books you read or prayers you say, your life feels like déjà vu. Because your deepest karma is hiding in your habits. But don't lose heart, because Qigong Rinpoche gives us a way out. Accumulate positive habits now. Not next year, not when life calms down, not when you're more spiritual. Because this moment is the only moment with the power to redirect the river of your life. Let me illustrate with a story. A woman in her 40s felt cursed. Her marriages failed, her finances collapsed, her health wavered. No matter what she tried, new diets, new jobs, new partner, nothing lasted. She visited a teacher, expecting advice on rituals or karma-clearing mantras. Instead, the teacher asked, "What do you do when someone criticizes you?" Without hesitation, she said, "I get defensive." He snapped back, "Always have." The teacher smiled gently and said, "It changed that one reaction. That's your whole karma playing out." She didn't believe him, but she tried. The next time someone criticized her, she paused, took a breath, and responded with curiosity instead of defensiveness. She felt vulnerable but peaceful. She kept practicing. 3 months later, her relationship with her son, estranged, began to heal. 6 months later, she was offered a job by someone who once said she was difficult to work with. 2 years later, she said, "My life didn't change because I got lucky. It changed because I stopped recycling my past." This is the power of changing one habit. Because your habits are not small. They are portals. They are gateways to entire futures. One spark of patience where you once exploded can open a door to peace you've never known. One act of generosity where you once withheld can shift the vibration of your entire karmic field. One moment of honesty where you once lied can free your soul from chains decades old. Rinpoche emphasizes this: your mind is like a field. Every thought, every emotion, every reaction plants a seed. Most of us are harvesting bitterness, not because we deserve it, but because we've been planting weeds unconsciously. But the moment you become aware, you can choose a different seed. And you don't have to uproot your entire life. You only need to begin changing one habit. Let's go further. There's a myth that positive habits must be spiritual to count, like meditation or mantra recitation. But in truth, every wholesome act becomes spiritual when done with awareness. Washing dishes without resentment, smiling at a rude co-worker, choosing silence over gossip, giving someone your full attention. Each of these moments reprograms your field. Because the habit is not just what you do, it's how you meet life. Rinpoche teaches that our current reactions are shaping our next incarnation. That's how important this is. If your habit is to blame others, you will likely incarnate in conditions of perpetual conflict. If your habit is to cultivate compassion, you will likely be reborn in circumstances of support and light. This isn't superstition. This is energetic logic. Your soul carries the signature of your tendencies. So let me ask you, what tendencies are you reinforcing today? And would you want to live with them for eternity? If the answer is no, change begins not with a dramatic gesture, but with a humble decision. Rinpoche offers a simple 3-step process. Identify one negative habit you repeat, especially under stress. Maybe it's sarcasm, maybe it's withdrawal, maybe it's self-judgment. Interrupt it the next time it arises. Even if you can't replace it perfectly, just don't complete it. Breathe. Step away. Consciously install a new reaction. Even if it feels forced, even if it's clumsy, start planting the new seed. And here's the beauty, the more you do this, the easier it becomes. This is what the teachings call a groove carving. At first, it feels like hacking through a jungle with a machete. But over time, it becomes a well-worn path. And eventually, it becomes your nature. Not because you faked it, but because you returned to who you were before karma hardened you. That is liberation. You don't need a miracle. You don't need a new name, or a new city, or a new partner. You just need to change one habit. And let it change everything. Because when you interrupt your karma, you become free. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've experienced this transformation, and if changing a single habit has changed your life, we'd love to hear your story in the comments. Your story may be the spark that changes someone else's path. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with someone who feels trapped. Remind them your life isn't over. It's just waiting for you to choose a new path. One thought at a time. One moment at a time. One habit at a time.